start trolling, motoring down there, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, what are we doing? Why aren't we on the bonefish flat? We started going down there a little further. Next thing you know, there's a couple little tarpon. It's like, whoa, you got him? Nice job, dude. Get out of the bushes. Nice, good work.
Sure, you're gonna strike out sometimes, but you know, a well full of pilchards will show you what's there.
That was unbelievable, unbelievable. Yeah!
Nice redfish.
Big redfish, oh my
Nice
gosh, big redfish. How about that, man?
Awesome.
Yes, look at that guy. That is a shark.
The biggest fish I've ever caught.
I thought you said you had to relax. Oh my God!
Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, with Captain Tom Rowland and Captain Rich Tudor.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about learning a few things right under your nose?
That was very impressive.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, as much as anything, it's just about confidence. It's about confidence in exploring, about confidence in you know, the technique and what you're doing. And over the years, what I've done is kind of move away from the sight fishing slightly so that I can fish more with the kids. And one of the most fun things is to get a well full of pilchards, go up to the mangroves and start pitching them in. And when I first did that, you catch a couple snappers here and there, but you know what? All of a sudden we started catching redfish and snook and tarpon and Goliath groupers. You know, sharks would come in there, barracudas. Sure. I mean, we caught everything. And so you get a cloudy day, a windy day, whatever. My clients say, okay, well, are we going fishing? I say, yeah, we're going fishing, you know. And what we're going to do is we're going to go up there. If you guys are into it, we're going to go up here and we don't know what we're going to catch. And in fact, I've never even fished this spot before.
Well, what amazed me is I've fished that spot so many times. I've gone there on the windy, cloudy days and just hit in there out of the wind and caught snappers and stuff like that, just to bend the rod, you know. But I'd never seen tarpon there. I've certainly never seen redfish. And, you know, it's just, and really, you know, didn't have a lot of confidence in it at all. And, you know, you start trolling, motoring down there, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, what are we doing? Why aren't we on the bonefish flat? We started going down there a little further. Next thing you know, there's a couple little tarpon. It's like, whoa! Well, there's a little tarpon, little tarpon. Little tarpon.
Okay, I got something else moving up here. Throw me a shrimp from back there.
I'm gonna catch this tarpon, hold on.
Okay, good. Let's get set up properly. We'll turn around. I also saw a redfish go right along here, Rich.
And I was surprised to see him, and you were so confident at that point. You knew, as soon as you spun that boat around, you knew all we got to do is throw those pilchards in there, we're gonna catch them.
Yep, and you know, the spot just looked good, and we had a lot of bait, and so, you know, I just did what I have done in Key West to find a lot of really cool stuff down there, and that's stick it out and keep throwing the bait in there.
Yeah, something's popping.
This is so exciting, man. This is like one of my favorite things to do, to come to the mangroves and pitch a couple of pilchards back in there, because when you throw these up against the bushes, and you bring everything out and you can see exactly what lives there. It's one of my favorite things to do. I love it.
Oh, there's a tarpon. Look at him. He's gonna eat it right off top. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Look at him.
It's a tiny little
He's gonna
tarpon.
circle around.
So cool.
That was wild.
That was really cool.
Oh, there he is.
I think I got him.
You got him? You got him? Nice job, dude! Get out of the bushes. Nice, good work. Nice job. How about that?
That is so cool.
How about
don't
that?
Don't go in the bushes. Don't go in the bushes.
under the troll motor. That was cool, man. Oh, I'm over you. Nice work.
Very good.
Nice
Throw
work.
a couple more pilchards back in there.
Okay, I'll throw some more.
I'll get this guy.
That was
That
awesome.
fish, this is probably the perfect little tarpon. You know, he looks exactly like one that would be 150 pounds, but he's 12 inches long.
That's great.
It's beautiful. Love that. And what a great bite, you know?
Yeah,
I bet it'll do a
come
couple
in
more
there.
jumps for me before it's all over. This guy is just awesome. I love these little tarpon. Probably, I say this about everything, but really, this is truly one of my very favorite fish to catch.
I think I've heard you say that before.
You want him?
Yeah. Wow, that's cool.
When I was in Australia, they got a fish there called an oxeye herring, and they were this big. That's cool. They were that big, and you could just catch them one after another. But
Well
we don't
done.
get a chance to catch those one after another because the tarpon are smart here.
That was cool.
It was. Good job.
Another nice tarpon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah! That was awesome.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you by Hawks Cay Resort Marina and Villas. Surround yourself with what matters most. By Yellowfin, only in a Yellowfin. By Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. By Motor Guide, never stop. By Mercury, #1 on the water. And by Under Armour, Navionics, Loadmaster, and Toyota.
You know, what was really cool is that's an area that, you know, those mangroves, you know, dense little areas, you know, cut in between a couple islands, you know, a little moat that goes around there on the edge of that flat, which is, you know, that flat, you know, is dry at low tide. You know, we were there on kind of a medium tide, but that nice little moat that you could follow in down the edge, out of the wind, pretty clear water so we could see the bottom, and you could just see all those mangrove roots in there. We could see the snappers in there. That's when we spotted those tarpon. But that nice little creek there, that one little indention in that creek seemed to be a little funnel zone, at least where we could see the fish going by, and just kind of a little area for us to get back closer to the roots where those fish were hiding. I'm telling you, I've been down this island so many times, and I've never seen a snook that big. I've never seen these tarpon here. You know, I've caught snappers, but not the quality we're catching now.
Here it comes. You got it.
Got him?
Yep.
The tarpon? Nice.
Yep.
Nice job. Nice job. Yeah! I'll get the motor. Whoa, get him out of the trees. This is a spot that I've certainly run by a million times, and I've said to you, you know, maybe there's some. I think there's, you know, I've heard of a guy catching a redfish there. I've caught a snook, you know, but I had no confidence in spending time and, you know, certainly making a day out of it. You had that confidence to not only, you know, take ourselves away from what we were doing, to go over there and look around. And then as soon as we saw those tarpon, that was really key, because, you know, we had a target at that point.
Right.
We set the power pole down and started throwing those in, and you started throwing those pilchers in, and all of a sudden those big snappers started coming out and popping on top, and I got excited about that because I was anxious to have a little snapper dinner here.
Right.
But then finally those tarpon came back.
Yeah, well, one of the most aggressive fish in the mangroves is going to be the tarpon. And they also aren't a fish that's going to live way back under there. They'll frequent back under there, but they're kind of a roaming fish. They're not one that's going to sit like a Goliath grouper or a redfish that's going to sit in one spot and wait for something and be an ambush, you know, like maybe a largemouth bass. But the tarpon is kind of a roaming fish. So when we're throwing the pilchers, that's going to be one of the first things that you're going to see are the tarpon that come out. Okay, hurry up, man. I see another one right over there.
Catch your fish first.
It's just not enough to have one. One is not enough.
You need to get him a little tireder before I grab him.
He almost went in your mouth.
Yeah, that's nice, man.
He had a target in mind.
That's good.
Now that fish, you know, it's funny how they grow in such proportion. You know, you see a little permit and they look different than a giant permit, you know. But the tarpon grow in such perfect proportion. That fish, you know, that's exactly what they look like when they get really big.
Yeah.
All right, let him go. Let's catch another one.
All right.
I'm ready.
See you, buddy.
This is serious music we are dealing with here. Very serious music.
If you visit our website, you can go onto the forum and ask me questions directly. And over the years, the #1 question that's been asked to me is, if I were to select one rod and reel, what would it be and why? First of all, if I want to fish in both fresh and salt water, my first choice is going to be to go to a reel that is specifically designed for salt water. Any reel that's designed for saltwater can definitely perform in freshwater, but that cannot be said for the top of the line freshwater reel in saltwater. So I want to choose a reel designed for saltwater, and I want to get it in a size 30 or 40. Now what that designation means, maybe it's 3,000 or 4,000 from a different manufacturer, but what that designation will mean is that you can put about 220, 230 yards of 10-pound test on this reel. That's going to be more than enough for anything in freshwater, and believe it or not, it's going to be more than enough for any inshore game fish in saltwater as well. So once I've selected my reel, I'm then going to go to a rod that is the most universal rod that we fish. This is going to be a 7-foot medium heavy rod for a line weight of 12 to 20 pound test, and it also has a lure weight of 1/4 to 1.5 ounces. That's a very wide range of lures that I can throw, and also the line that this rod can comfortably handle and what it's been designed for. Now you can find this designation right here on the rod underneath. Almost every manufacturer will put the designation in the same place. So right here it says 7-foot, medium heavy, line weight 12 to 20 pound, lure weight 1/4 to 1.5 ounce. Okay, the 7-foot length is the best all-around length. There are certainly specialty rods, longer or shorter, but what we're after right now is the most universal rod that we can get. So if you're looking for one rod and reel combination that you'll never outgrow, or the fishermen on your list will never outgrow, check out a Quantum 30 or 40 size reel specifically designed for saltwater. Match it with a 7-foot, 12 to 20 pound medium heavy rod, and get ready for any type of fish that you want to fish in inshore saltwater, even some offshore, and certainly anything that swims in freshwater.
I mean, that was a lot of fun catching those tarpon. And then, you know, catch a couple snappers there, you know, and I was thinking it was over. I really thought it was over. I thought, you know, this is it. We saw the tarpon, we caught a couple of those, that's over. Caught the snappers, we caught some real nice snappers. And then I was ready to leave, and you're like, well, let's give it a couple more minutes. You know, next thing you know, you threw out a little bit more chum, and here comes some more tarpon. Oh, look at tarpon right there, right tarpon right there.
He's eating it, he's gonna eat it. Just leave it where it is.
He ate it.
He ate it right there. Awesome.
Tarpon,
awesome,
yes,
awesome.
yes, yes. Here we go, around. Unbelievable, right at the boat.
There's another one right here.
That was unbelievable, unbelievable. Yeah! That was incredible, right under the boat.
Oh, I got one coming too. I got one coming too. Oh my God, he went on the other side of the boat. Hang on, don't move. I got one right on my bait.
No way.
Right on my bait. That was so
No
cool.
way. I mean, really cool little fish. I mean, we had a total frenzy going on with those tarpon. I mean, you really had those things just fired up like you couldn't believe.
I'm a big believer in action brings more action. I really believe that the fish that are way back in the bushes,
Sure.
that you totally can't see, that they start hearing all that and they're thinking, man, what am I missing? And I think that's another thing when the snappers are popping those pilchards, the tarpon, the snook, the redfish, they all start thinking, wow, what's going on? You know, maybe 1 or 2 pops, that's one thing, but when they caught,
We had a lot of pops.
yeah,
Man, that was
sure.
amazing.
And when they keep doing that, and they're popping all over the place, that's when these other fish are going to come out.
There he is.
There he is. You got it. Nice job.
Where am I?
Lines.
Where am I?
You're good. I'm trying to get my line out of there.
Yeah! You're good.
Very cool. Good job.
Another nice tarpon.
Oh wow.
Yeah! That was awesome. Whoa.
A lot of people be like, man, I just wish I could get my hands on their GPS and see exactly where that spot was. But you know what? That is somewhat important, but it's not as important as the technique that we use there, and simply going to a spot and actually spending time there. And there's nothing that's more important for finding those kind of spots than going and looking at it. Sure, you're going to strike out sometimes, but you know, a well full of pilchards will show you what's there. And you know, some days you can throw those pilchards in there and it's not really happening. But if you see some snappers coming out and they're chasing them, or you've gone by a shoreline before and it just looks real active, you know, there's sharks swimming there, there's snappers, maybe you see barracudas, you know, you're seeing some fish there. Guaranteed there's other fish and more fish under the mangroves that you're not seeing. All right, how many times do you run by that spot? How many times do you run by here? About once a week?
10,000.
Once a week anyway. And then now think about all the spots that look even better than this that you've never gone to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what gets me excited. You know, all the spots everywhere. Tighten it up just a little bit so it doesn't get around your tip there. All the spots that I think of.
Get them nice and wet for once. Yeah, man. Good call, dude.
It's fun.
That was a great
Hey, man, you know, it's one thing to come over here with the pilchards and everything, but you can go to the bushes with bait all over the place, but unless you're fishing where there's a lot of fish,
That's awesome.
you're probably going to be disappointed. The thing about the Keys, man, it's just so awesome that way that we can come to one spot in your backyard, and the next thing you know,
Something new. Wow. And then I was thinking, okay, wow, the tarpon's over. You know, we caught enough of those, and you know, I certainly thought that was all we were going to catch. You know, at that point, you're like, yeah, let's try to put a little weight on there, see if we get something on the bottom. So I put that little split shot on, threw a pilcher up in there, and you know, wham, hooked into something. I thought it might have been a big snapper at first, and then it was just really smoking me under those trees. I need your help to get that trolling motor, you know, to get us away from the trees, because he was, you know, almost had me in there. I could feel him wrapped up on stuff. I wasn't sure what it was, thinking it might have been a Goliath, you know.
nice redfish.
Big redfish. Oh my
Nice
gosh, big redfish. How about that, man?
Awesome. Beautiful. And watch this. I bet you there'll be one that comes with him.
How about that?
I bet there'll be one that comes with him.
Unbelievable, big redfish. Unbelievable. Good call, Tom Rowland. Wow. It's a
That
big
is a
redfish.
sweet redfish.
Throw some more pilchards.
Yeah, no kidding. Throw them all. Throw some more pilchards, throw them
How
all.
about that, man? Unbelievable.
That is a great, great redfish.
How many times have we run to the ends of the earth to catch one of those and right under our nose? To have not gone more than a mile from the dock and caught, you know, redfish, tarpon, and snook. That's really amazing. You know, and just shows you the versatility of the fishery here, and what, you know, like you pointing out, you know, what's right under your nose. You'd explore it. You know, we've seen and learn new stuff every day.
And I gotta tell you, I just love this kind
What a
of fishing.
difference some bait makes.
I love this kind of fishing. It's so much fun to me because, you know, it's almost like the equivalent of bottom fishing. You know?
Wow, that was cool.
It's almost like the equivalent of bottom fishing for the offshore guys, because you just don't know what you're gonna get, you know? And then you take these pilchards and throw them in there, and it just shows you what
Look
lives
what we
there.
did. It's amazing. Awesome.
We're not done yet.
Good call, man. Good call.
The Hawks Cay Saltwater Experience, presented by Yellowfin, is brought to you by Yellowfin, only in a Yellowfin. By Quantum, fishing at a quantum level. By Lowrance, we lead, we find, you win. By Guideline Sunglasses, optimum performance on and off the water. By the Florida Keys and Key West, come as you are. And by Under Armour, Navionics, Loadmaster, and Scott Fly Rods.
The most exciting thing about the mangrove habitat is that it is a place that all small fish grow up. I mean, you know, there are bait fish, snappers. There's so many different kinds of fish in there. The most exciting thing that I think of about the mangroves is when you see that, how much action and how much excitement there is underneath those bushes. Then you look at a map of the Florida Keys. Look at the number of islands that there are in the 150-mile stretch of the Florida Keys, and then you start thinking about how many there are in Flamingo and Whitewater Bay and all along the, you know, the 10,000 Islands area. I mean, it's truly a lifetime. There's no reason to fight over spots. There's no reason to you know, covet any kind of spot, because you know what? If somebody finds my spot, great. You can have it, because I know there's a better one just around the corner. There he is. You got him, you got him, you got him, you got him!
The snook,
You got the snook!
got the snook!
You got the snook! Awesome! Woo!
Did you see that? He came up and ate half a pilchard that the snapper ate too.
Now, that's a different one than I saw. He's bigger. or smaller than the one that I saw. Oh, there's. See, the trick is though, you gotta wait for them.
How about that? We just caught a backcountry slam in about 10 seconds. Wow. That's awesome. Awesome. Wow. Wow.
Good job. I thought you were
Wow.
gonna pull it out of his mouth. You got a little excited. You looked like you were ready to pull it out of his mouth. And
Dude, a snapper had just eaten the pilchard and cut it in half. And then, how about that? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow, I would have never in my life believed we would have just done that. I thought you were crazy taking us over here. I thought we were supposed to be bone fishing.
no, man, I just looked over there. It looked right. I don't know how to explain it. Just
Here he goes.
now, all we need to do is catch a Goliath grouper, and that'd be the
Wow.
the mangrove slam.
That's unbelievable, Tom.
Accommodations provided by Cay Resort Marina and Villas. Surround yourself with what matters most.